What do you get when you mix a dusky beauty with powerful roles and lots of mirch masala? Smita Patil. Hello and welcome. I am Koyapuri Roche and this is an affair to remember. Today I have for you the story of one of the most enduring actresses, a woman who's known for her effortless sensuality, someone who morphed herself completely into every character she played in each one of her films. So why wait? Let's begin at the very beginning.
Eyes that could pierce your soul and touch you. One look that spoke 1,000 words. Unconventional looks that define the ethereal beauty. So far unseen in Indian cinema. A feisty actress of the 70s who was a torchbearer for the new age Indian cinema. A son who has never known his mother. Pratik Babbar is a splitting image of Smita Patil and shows signs that he also shares her acting capabilities. Yet, it is the looks that he gets most of his compliments on.
We see you, you look like her, and you know this. You look like her. And is it strange that strangers come up to you and start telling you things about someone who's your mother?
Yeah, it was. It's like I don't know this person, but I mean, earlier I used to get really affected and angry and annoyed by just hearing her name and stories about her. But now, yeah, it's like I want to know more about her. I mean, after all, she was the person who gave birth to me, and she is my mother and is.
In some ways very, because especially when he was growing up, sometimes he'd be sleeping and we'd look at him and we'd feel that we are just looking at her. He looked so much like her. It's a very uncanny, strange feeling.
The Smita Patil story goes back to the 1970s as Amitabh Bachchan became the angry young man and Shabana Azmi ushered in an era of new age cinema. The industry was in need of a new breed of actors. Director Shyam Benegal chanced upon a Marathi newsreader on Doordarshan.
I saw her on that. My sound recordist at the time, who just come from the Film and Television Institute, having graduated at that time, Hitendra Ghosh, he knew Smita's younger sister. And he told me that, well, if you like, I can ask her. And she, of course, said point blank no to him. So the question didn't even arise of asking anymore. But I think I made a very strong case, and her mother persuaded her. Said, why don't you try? I mean, what are you going to lose? And so that's how she came into. She was a fairly reluctant actor in that sense.
होशियार, खबरदार बार-बार, सर खुजाना, टांग खुजाना बंद, बीड़ी तंबाकू बंद, हल्ला गुल्ला बंद, आंख बंद, कान बंद, सब बंद. रानी केलावती बाई महल की अंगनाई से पीपल की परछाई में जा रही हैं. चिरंजीव, कल्याण.
After Charandas Chor, Benegal cast Smita in Nishant, the same year against a much accomplished Shabana Azmi. Both the actresses gave a powerhouse performance. Professional rivalry was forthcoming. Manthan was Smita's next film. The year after, Bengal again cast her in Bhumika.
तुम हमेशा यही समझती रही माई तुम्हारी एक्ट्रेस बनने में मदद मैंने की, तुम्हारा करियर संभाला मैंने। बाप के मर जाने के बाद तुम्हारी आई आजी भूखों मर जाते सब लोग, मैंने रोटी दी उसको, मैंने।
अच्छा, अब भी रोटी आप ही दे रहे?
A film based on the life of Hansa Wadkar. A film which would go on to become a landmark in Smita's career.
We had to go through a rigorous routine. We started at about 6 o'clock in the morning, which was riding. She had to do horse riding, which she would go to the race course to do. Then after that she'd come back, and by that time my office would begin, and her fencing master would come to teach her fencing. And then she'd go back home, rest for a bit, and in the afternoon she'd have her Kathak lessons. So this was a very, very rigorous, you know, she was doing riding, she was doing fencing, because I needed some of those skills, because she's supposed to be an actor doing different kinds of roles, including there's a sequence from a stunt film in which she acts.
The film fetched Smita her first national award for Best Actress. She was suddenly the next big thing on what was now popularly being called parallel cinema. Smita's second national award for Best Actress came with Chakra, and she also got her first Filmfare Award for Best Actress for the same movie.
बेनवा, ये ऐसा जाको लक्ष्मी को देखो आ। मैं नहीं उठता है अम्मा, तू ही जा। हलकट आलसी कहीं का, जा मैं ही जाती हूँ।
While Smita was ignoring commercial film offers to do parallel cinema, a few new age filmmakers replaced her with other actors just because they needed bigger stars.
Sai Paranjpe, she was doing a film called Sparsh, and just because Shabana Azmi was the biggest star, she was considered and she was signed for that particular film, and Smita was so depressed because she thought that if I don't get the kind of cinema which I am doing, which I want to do, then what is the point? So if commercial value is the criteria, then I have to increase my commercial value. So that pushed her towards commercial cinema. That was the most important reason why Smita started working in commercial films.
In both Shakti and Namak Halal, Smita starred opposite the reigning star of Bollywood, Amitabh Bachchan.
आज रपट जाए तो हमें ना उठाइयो, आज फिसल जाए तो हमें ना उठाइयो, हमें जो उठाइयो तो खुद भी रपट जाइयो, हाँ खुद भी फिसल जाइयो, आज रपट
the Smita star blazed on screen.
हमने सनम को खत लिखा, हमने सनम को खत लिखा, खत में लिखा, दिलरुबा दिल की गई शहरे वफा, हमने सनम को खत लिखा, खत में लिखा।
Meanwhile, on the set of Tajurba, Smita was drawn to the main lead, Raj Babbar.
प्यार कहते हैं जिसे बस वो तुम्हारा नाम है, तुम हो मेरी जान, दुनिया से मुझे क्या काम है।
Their affair would have been perfect. Only Raj was already married to Nadira Zahir at the time.
They always say that love is blind. So she was attracted to him. Both of them, they fell in love. They married and they had a child. So what attracts you to one particular person is very, I mean, it differs from person to person.
She must have spoken to you that what is it about
Yeah,
him
she
that-
had tremendous respect for that man, definitely. She thought of him very highly. It was her perspective. So definitely everybody wants to see his or her spouse very highly. You must have respect also, not only love.
As their affair progressed, Smita's career took another turn with Arth.
है जन्म का जो ये रिश्ता तो बदलता क्यों है।
A film which pitted her against her arch rival of the time, Shabana Azmi.
They were human beings who did not veil their emotions that course through their hearts, and but they had tremendous respect for each other. There's no denying that.
आंख भी नहीं मिला सकते जब तुम में इतनी हिम्मत है कि तुम सारी दुनिया के सामने अपनी रखेल के हाथ में हाथ डाल के भरी महफिल में आ सकते हो, तो थोड़ी सी हिम्मत और करके अपनी पत्नी को हेलो तो बोल सकते थे।
The story of Arth was almost a replay of Smita's real life at that time.
ओह, मिस कविता सानिया, मेरा नाम पूजा मल्होत्रा है, मिसेस पूजा मल्होत्रा, तुम्हारे आशिक की पत्नी।
Somebody said the rightest thing, that great work comes from a broken heart or an overflowing heart. She was a broken-hearted woman at times, and she was an overflowing person at times. So both these attributes kind of contributed to her performance in her.
पूजा प्लीज।
The film was a hit, but Shabana walked away with all the credits and awards. Smita was heartbroken.
तुम पागल नहीं हो तो फिर चले जाओ।
At one point, she even accused me of being very partial to Shabana Azmi in art, and think that you have deliberately given me a raw deal and given her a better space, more space in art, and you have shortchanged me. And when she said that, I said, look, you can accuse me of having lesser talent to do justice, but you can't accuse me of being biased. And she looked at me and she started to weep and said, that's true. I just want it to be better. I said, that's what makes you you.
Meanwhile, on the personal front, Smita was named a homebreaker, drawing severe criticism from her fans and media as she decided to marry an already married man.
I think it's not the society did not accept her being in love with someone, rather the society did not accept the fact that the person who she was in love with was very much a married man. And even today, any time when something like this happens, society frowns on it. As far as my parents are concerned, they're very principled about several things. They're certainly not far from orthodox. They are conventional, but not excessively so. For them, it was a choice she had made. Initially, they, weren't thrilled about it, obviously, which parents would be. But when they realized that at least Smita was serious, they said there are ways out of this, I mean, one can get out of a marriage and get remarried. It's not a big deal.
As Smita entered matrimony, she did not realize that the happy times would soon become trying.
मितवा मितवा रे मितवा पूरब न जय हो पश्चिम न जय हो मेरे दिल में रहियो मेरे दिल में रहियो मेरे दिल में रहियो.
Did you know that Smita Patil actually auditioned for the role of Kasturba Gandhi in the film Gandhi? Of course, she failed and instead she gave us Mirch Masala. On the personal front, however, these were going to be trying times, but not before a burst of happiness. Smita was about to have her first.
1983 saw Smita Patil and Shabana Azmi in film together yet again. Mandi became one of the most acclaimed films of all times, earning Smita her third Filmfare Trophy for Best Supporting Actress. As the years wore on, Smita straddled both commercial and contemporary cinema with equal ace and elan. She could dance and she could sing.
मैं 10 तक गिनती करूंगा
And play a feisty Sona Bai in Mirch Masala.
तोड़ दिया जाएगा. 1
In her personal life, her marriage with Raj Babbar was rocky because he had not yet ended his first marriage. Deeply troubled and in turmoil, Smita distanced herself from many of her friends at that time. Meanwhile, Smita's biggest wish came true when she got pregnant with her first child. Even though she was told by doctors that it would be dangerous for her to conceive, Smita was overjoyed with the news, and nothing could diminish her happiness.
She was very happy because she wanted to have a child. I mean, there was a whole struggle, She actually was desperate to have a child. So the whole, whatever that led up to that, that she was fine with. But the other aspects, I think there were a lot of other personal aspects which were troubling her immensely. In a relationship of this type, there was an expectation, there was a certain understanding, possibly, that things would have been sorted out, but they were not. So she actually was in a hugely compromised position, which she realized, and was obviously not happy about at all. But that's how things were.
On November 28, 1986, Prateek was born to Smita. But just 2 weeks later, Smita passed away at the age of 31 due to postpartum complications, leaving Prateek to be taken care by his maternal grandparents.
And now you've seen some of her films. What do you go through when you're watching one of them? I mean, are you just watching them as this is an actress, or you?
Yeah, no. Yes, obviously, I'm studying her art and stuff like that. But I also go deeper because I've never known her. So it's through her films is that I get to know what kind of person she was. Not completely, but just yeah. I thought she was just just innocence about her, and this honesty and vulnerability, I think, about her that people like. I think.
तो मेरे बिस्तर की चादर से तुम्हारे बदन की बू कैसे आती है?
Apart from the great body of work that Smita left behind, the legacy of her talent is profoundly visible in Prateek's acting skills. Smita still shines, and despite the years gone by, is still the yardstick that others have to measure up to, also making her timeless.
Isn't it strange how life throws two people together and the bonds they end up forging? Today, Smita Patil is considered the benchmark of an exceptional actress. Someone who brought in the era of duskiness into the Indian film industry. For the first time, dark skin was considered beautiful. Her legacy today lives on in the gorgeous Prateek. But that's all I have for you this week. Do tune in next week for another love story, another affair. Until then, bye-bye.